starting point of everything you experience. The thoughts you think, the way you perceive the world, and the beliefs you hold about yourself dictate your reality. When you take control of your mind, you begin to take control of your life. It all begins with one simple, yet incredibly powerful idea. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, negativity, and fear, those thoughts will grow into weeds that choke your potential. But if you plant seeds of positivity, confidence, and possibility, those thoughts will blossom into opportunities and success. The quality of your life is directly linked to the quality of your thoughts. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about changing the way you yourself and your future. Your thoughts are not just passive reflections. They are active forces shaping your experiences. When you choose to think positively, you are not ignoring the challenges of life or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, you are choosing to look beyond the temporary difficulties and focusing on the outcomes that are possible. Positive thinking does not mean denying the reality of problems, but it does mean having the belief that you have the strength and ability to overcome them. In many ways, your mind is like a compass that guides you toward your destination. If your mind is constantly focused on the negative, if you're always thinking about what might go wrong or what you lack, you'll find yourself constantly going in circles, never reaching your true potential. However, when you shift your focus to positive thoughts, to what you can do and what you have, even in the face of challenges, you'll find that your life begins to shift in the direction of your goals. Let's take a moment to really think about this idea. You become what you think about. The belief in your potential, your worth, and your ability to succeed starts with your thoughts. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, or that success is something only for others, those thoughts will become your reality. You'll create a self-fulfilling prophecy where you don't even take the actions necessary to reach your goals because deep down, you believe you're incapable. But here's the empowering part. This isn't something that happens to you by accident. You have the power to choose your thoughts. Your mind is yours to command, and with practice, you can reprogram your thoughts to serve you. The first step is to recognize the power of your own mind. When you understand that the thoughts you think shape your future, you start making intentional choices about what you allow into your consciousness. Think of your mind as a radio frequency. Every time you tune into a positive thought, you're tuning into a higher frequency of success and happiness. But if you let negative thoughts dominate, you're essentially tuning into a station of failure, doubt, and limitations. It's up to you which station you choose to listen to. Here's where consistency comes into play. It's not enough to think positively just once or twice. Your mind needs repetition. You must flood your mind with empowering beliefs every single day. This means surrounding yourself with positive influences, whether that's motivational content, affirmations, or the people you spend time with. Just as your body needs food every day to stay nourished, your mind needs a daily dose of positive thoughts to stay healthy and strong. Imagine waking up every morning and starting the day by telling yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough. Imagine telling yourself that you can handle anything that comes your way and that challenges are opportunities in disguise. The more you say these things, the more your subconscious mind will start to believe them. And when your subconscious mind believes something, your actions will begin to align with that belief. Positive thinking also opens up your awareness to opportunities. When you're focused on what could go right, you become more attuned to the doors that open around you. You start seeing opportunities that were always there, but that you were too distracted or fearful to notice before. When you adopt a mindset of possibility, the world around you begins to reflect that mindset, and life starts to become an adventure instead of a series of obstacles. However, there's an important distinction here. Positive thinking is not about avoiding hard work or pretending that everything will always be easy. It's about conditioning your mind to remain focused on your goals despite the challenges you face. It's about resilience, the ability to see the opportunity in every setback, to understand that even failure is a part of success. The person who thinks positively doesn't run from difficulties. They approach them with the mindset that they are capable of overcoming anything. Moreover, positive thinking feeds into your self-esteem. If you constantly tell yourself you're not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, you'll start to believe it. But if you begin to tell yourself that you are capable of doing great things, that you have the skills and talents necessary to succeed, your self-belief will grow. This belief will drive you to take the actions necessary to turn your dreams into reality. When you understand the incredible power of your thoughts, you realize that you hold the key to your success and happiness. Your thoughts aren't just random occurrences. They are the foundation of everything you will ever accomplish. The next time you face a challenge or doubt yourself, remember that you have the ability to change your thinking, change your perspective, and change your life. By choosing to think positively and embracing the power of your mind, you take the first step toward achieving your fullest potential. This expanded keynote is designed to highlight the critical importance of positive thinking, offering deeper insights into how your thoughts shape your life and encouraging consistent action toward a more empowered mindset. Fear is often described as the greatest obstacle to success, yet is something we all experience at some point in our lives. It's a feeling that can paralyze us, prevent us from moving forward, and convince us that we are not capable of achieving what we truly desire. But here's the truth: fear is not the enemy. It's simply a signal, a sign that we are about to step out of our comfort zones and into new territories. Fear becomes the barrier only when we allow it to control us. When we confront it head on, we find that it is often much smaller than we initially perceived. The root of fear is not failure, but the belief that we are not good enough, not strong enough, or not worthy enough to succeed. This belief causes doubt, which is where the real battle lies. Doubt creeps into our minds and whispers, "You're not ready, you can't do it," or "It's too late." This voice, if left unchecked, becomes louder than our dreams, and before we know it, we begin to shrink back from our potential. The truth is, doubt is often just an illusion, a story we tell ourselves based on past experiences, assumptions, and fears about the unknown. It's a narrative that keeps us stuck in the past and stops us from reaching for the future. To overcome fear and doubt, we must first acknowledge that they are a natural part of the human experience. They're not signs that we should give up, but rather signs that we are on the verge of something important. Every time we face fear, we are presented with an opportunity to grow. When we step into the unknown, we expand our comfort zones and grow stronger, more resilient, and more confident. The key is not to eliminate fear entirely, but to understand how to move forward in spite of it. One of the most powerful ways to overcome fear and doubt is by taking action. When fear strikes, it often paralyzes us because we are afraid of the unknown or of making a mistake. But the truth is, inaction is far worse than failure. Failure teaches us lessons, gives us feedback, and shows us what we need to improve. Inaction, on the other hand, keeps us stagnant, never allowing us to learn or grow. It's easy to be consumed by what ifs, but the only way to break through those barriers is to take action even when you don't feel completely ready. taking small steps toward your goals, no matter how insignificant they may seem, is a powerful way to dismantle fear. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a victory over fear. It's proof that you are capable and that you're moving forward. You don't have to leap into the unknown all at once. Start with one step, one decision, one small action. It will build momentum and create the confidence needed to tackle larger challenges. Another way to deal with fear and doubt is to reframe your mindset about failure. Many people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their abilities or self-worth. But failure is not an indicator of who you are as a person. It's simply a part of the process. Every successful person has failed, sometimes many times, before they reach their goals. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of failure, but the willingness to try again after they fail. Embrace failure as feedback. Each failure brings you one step closer to understanding what works and what doesn't. It helps you refine your approach and become more skilled in your craft. Failure is not the end. It's simply a detour, a lesson on the road to success. In addition, when we confront fear and doubt, we often find that our imaginations create scenarios that are far worse than reality. We project worst-case outcomes and build up stories in our minds that rarely come to fruition. Our fear is often based on the what-ifs that never happen. Once we take that first step, the fear starts to diminish. What was once a giant mountain begins to look more like a small hill. The act of moving through the fear diminishes its hold on us. To break free from the grip of fear and doubt, we must also surround ourselves with support. Fear thrives in isolation. When we're alone in our doubts, they grow larger. But when we reach out for encouragement, whether from friends, mentors, or motivational content, we realize that we are not alone. Others have walked the same path and faced similar fears. Hearing their stories, receiving their support, and learning from their experiences helps us realize that we too can overcome what's in front of us. We can find strength in others' triumphs and see their success as a reminder that it's possible for us as well. It's also important to remember that confidence is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Confidence grows when we face fear directly, when we prove to ourselves that we can navigate the uncomfortable moments and still move forward. It's in those moments that our true strength is revealed. Confidence is built through experience. And the more we face our fears, the more we realize that we are stronger than we ever imagined. One of the most profound realizations about fear and doubt is that they often only have power over us if we allow them to. When we step into our power, when we trust in our abilities and stop letting fear dictate our actions, we are no longer controlled by it. We become the ones who decide our fate, not the fear that holds us back. And as we continue to push past these barriers, we begin to see that fear is not something to be feared. It's simply a signpost on the path to greatness. Consistency is one of the most powerful forces in the world. It's the steady, reliable effort that compounds over time and eventually leads to success. In a world that constantly glorifies overnight success stories, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that you need a big break, a single moment of brilliance, or a lightning strike of inspiration to achieve your dreams. But the reality is that success doesn't happen in a flash. It is built piece by piece, day after day, through small, consistent actions that add up over time. Consider this: when you plant a seed, you don't expect it to sprout into a tree overnight. You nurture it, water it, and wait patiently as it grows slowly, incrementally, until it becomes something strong and beautiful. The same principle applies to your dreams and goals. You can't rush growth, nor can you expect things to happen without putting in the work consistently. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not the ones who take giant leaps or rely on one grand moment. They are the ones who show up day after day, no matter the circumstances, and continue to put in the effort, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Consistency is about showing up even when motivation is low, even when progress seems slow, and even when obstacles arise. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going well, when things are moving quickly, and when you can see clear results from your efforts. But the true test of consistency comes when the road gets tough, when the journey feels longer than you expected, or when it seems like your hard work is not yielding the results you hoped for. This is when most people give up. They stop trying because they don't see immediate rewards. But the ones who stick with it, who continue to show up despite the lack of instant gratification, are the ones who eventually achieve their goals. A major part of consistency is developing habits that align with your long-term vision. Habits are the building blocks of success. It's the little things you do every day that add up over time to create significant change. Whether it's waking up early to work on your passion, dedicating time to learning new skills, or making small improvements in your daily routine, these habits form the foundation of success. They might not seem important at first glance, but over time, they have a compound effect that leads to massive growth. The key is to keep going even when the results are not immediately visible. One of the reasons why consistency is so powerful is that it builds momentum. At first, you might not see any substantial progress. It may feel like you're treating water, working hard without seeing any results. But just like a snowball rolling down a hill, small efforts gradually build upon each other, creating momentum that drives you forward. The more you commit to consistency, the more momentum you gain. Eventually, the work that once felt exhausting and tedious becomes second nature. The effort required feels less, and the progress becomes undeniable. Consistency transforms effort into habit, and habits into success. In order to make consistency work for you, it's important to set realistic expectations. You won't achieve overnight success, and you won't see instant results. The process of growth takes time, and that's okay. The challenge is to stay the course, even when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. By focusing on the process, rather than the immediate outcome, you free yourself from the pressure to succeed overnight. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's the steady, consistent work that propels you forward. Another aspect of consistency is learning how to overcome the inevitable setbacks that will come your way. Life is unpredictable, and no journey toward success is without its obstacles. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to plan, but consistency is about resilience. It's about bouncing back after failure, continuing to push forward despite setbacks, and maintaining your focus on your end goal. Instead of allowing difficulties to derail your progress, you use them as opportunities to grow stronger and more focused. Every obstacle you overcome is a reminder that your consistent efforts are building your capacity to succeed. Consistency also helps you develop self-discipline, which is crucial for achieving your goals. Self-discipline is the ability to stay focused on your objectives and take the necessary actions even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It's the ability to push through distractions, doubts, and temptations and stay on track with your mission. The more consistent you are in your efforts, the more self-disciplined you become. Over time, your ability to stay focused and committed will become a natural part of who you are. You won't need to force yourself to work towards your goals because it will become part of your routine. It's important to remember that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You don't need to be perfect every single day. Some days will be better than others, And there will be times when you miss a step or fall short of your goal. That's okay. What matters is that you get back on track and keep going. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail, learn from their mistakes, and continue moving forward. Consistency is not about doing everything right. It's about showing up and doing your best day in and day out. The beauty of consistency is that it works for everyone regardless of background or circumstances. It doesn't matter where you start or what resources you have available. What matters is your commitment to consistent effort. Whether you're working on building a business, improving your health, mastering a skill, or pursuing a passion. Consistency is the common denominator in all success stories. It is the silent engine that drives progress, and it's available to anyone willing to put in the work day after day. Ultimately, consistency is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the unshakable commitment to the process, even when results aren't immediately visible. It's the understanding that success is not a one-time event, but a journey that unfolds over time, and that journey is powered by the consistent actions you take every single day. The road to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and obstacles that can make it feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. There are moments when the path seems unclear, when the weight of your dreams feels too heavy to carry, and when everything you've worked for seems to be slipping through your fingers. In these times, it's easy to question whether the effort is worth it, whether the struggle is even necessary. But what many fail to realize is that the struggle itself is a crucial part of the journey. It is not something to avoid, but something to embrace, because it is through struggle that we grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving the life we desire. Struggles are the moments that shape our character. It's in the toughest of times that we discover our true strength, our true potential. When things are going smoothly, it's easy to feel confident and assured. But when challenges arise, when life pushes back, we are forced to tap into a deeper level of determination. It is during these times that we build the emotional and mental toughness needed to reach higher levels of success. The struggle is not the end. It is the training ground for greatness. One of the most powerful things we can do in the face of struggle is to change the way we view it. Too often, we see struggles as roadblocks or signs of failure. We assume that when things aren't going well, we're doing something wrong. But in reality, struggles are inevitable. No one, no matter how successful they are, is exempt from hardship. What separates those who ultimately succeed from those who give up is how they approach the struggle. Instead of seeing struggles as a negative force, they see them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow. Every challenge is a chance to refine your skills, test your resolve, and become better at what you do. The key to pushing through struggles lies in maintaining a long-term perspective. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't happening as quickly as we'd like, or when obstacles feel overwhelming. The temptation is to quit, to throw in the towel, and walk away from the dream. But when you take a step back and remind yourself of the bigger picture, the struggle no longer feels like an insurmountable obstacle. Instead, it becomes just a moment in time, a temporary phase in the pursuit of your larger goal. Success is not determined by the challenges you face, but by your ability to keep moving forward in the face of them. It's about recognizing that every setback, every struggle is a part of the process, a necessary part of the growth that you need to go through to achieve your dreams. Part of pushing through struggles is understanding that progress is not always linear. You will have setbacks. You will make mistakes. There will be moments when it feels like you're moving backward. But in reality, you're laying the foundation for future success. When things aren't working as planned, it's not a sign to give up. It's a sign that you need to reassess, adapt, and keep pushing forward with a new strategy. The key is to keep taking action, even when the results don't show up right away. As the old saying goes, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. The toughest struggles often precede the most significant breakthroughs. Another important aspect of pushing through struggles is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to recover from failures, and to continuing forward despite the difficulties you encounter. It's the mental and emotional toughness that enables you to endure hardship and keep going even when everything in you wants to quit. Resilience is not something you're born with. It is developed over time. Every time you overcome a challenge, you strengthen your ability to handle future struggles. Resilience is what allows you to remain focused on your goals and maintain your determination, even in the face of adversity. Resilience also involves the ability to stay positive, even in difficult situations. It's easy to get caught up in negativity when things aren't going your way. The mind naturally gravitates toward thoughts of defeat and frustration, but those negative thoughts only drain your energy and limit your ability to see solutions. The most successful people are the ones who maintain a positive mindset even when things are tough. They understand that challenges are temporary and that their ability to overcome them lies in how they choose to respond. By shifting your mindset from one of defeat to one of determination, you can maintain the energy and motivation needed to keep going no matter how hard things get. The struggle is also an opportunity to deepen your sense of purpose. When things are going smoothly, it's easy to stay focused on the task at hand. But when you face adversity, you are forced to connect with the deeper reasons behind your goals. Why do you want to achieve what you've set out to do? What is the greater purpose behind your efforts? When you have a clear, compelling reason for pursuing your dreams, it becomes easier to endure the challenges that come your way. Your purpose becomes your driving force, the fuel that keeps you moving forward when you feel like giving up. Sometimes the struggle is not just about overcoming external obstacles, but about conquering the inner resistance that tries to hold you back. Doubt, fear, procrastination. These internal struggles can often be the most challenging to face. It's easy to blame external circumstances for your lack of progress, but sometimes the real battle is within yourself. To push through these internal struggles, you must first recognize them for what they are: temporary, fleeting thoughts that do not define who are or what you are capable of. Once you identify these limiting beliefs, you can begin to challenge them and replace them with empowering thoughts that propel you forward. Lastly, remember that the struggle itself is what gives success its meaning. If everything were easy, if everything came without effort, success would lose its value. It's the obstacles you overcome, the challenges you face, and the resilience you build that make your achievements meaningful. When you push through struggles, you gain a deeper appreciation for the journey and the lessons learned along the way. It is through struggle that we learn who we truly are, and it is through struggle that we become the person capable of achieving our dreams. The human potential is an incredible force, one that is often underestimated or overlooked. It's easy to become caught up in limitations, to believe that our circumstances define what we can and cannot achieve. But the truth is, each of us has vast, untapped potential waiting to be discovered and unleashed. The key to unlocking that potential is understanding that it isn't something we acquire. It's something we awaken. Your potential is already inside of you, woven into your very being, and all it requires is your recognition and willingness to nurture it. One of the greatest barriers to embracing our potential is the tendency to compare ourselves to others. It's easy to look at someone else's success and feel inadequate, thinking that they possess qualities or abilities that we don't. But this mindset only limits our growth. Every individual is on their own unique journey with their own set of experiences, talents, and challenges. When you compare yourself to others, you diminish the power of your own unique potential. Embracing your potential means recognizing that you have qualities, strengths, and gifts that are entirely your own. The journey to success is not a race against others. It's about discovering and fully expressing the greatness within you. The first step in embracing your potential is to let go of self-doubt. Doubt is the enemy of progress. It convinces you that you're not capable, not worthy, and not ready to pursue your dreams. But self-doubt is nothing more than a mental construct, an illusion created by fear and insecurity. When you silence that voice of doubt, you create space for confidence and possibility. Trusting in your potential means acknowledging that you are more than enough, that you already possess everything you need to succeed. Your worth is not determined by your past mistakes, your current circumstances, or anyone else's opinion of you. Your worth is intrinsic, and your potential is unlimited. To embrace your potential, you must also be willing to take risks. Too often, we hold back because we're afraid of failure, of making mistakes, or of stepping outside our comfort zones. But growth only happens when we step into the unknown, when we challenge ourselves to go beyond what we already know. The greatest achievements in history have come from individuals who dared to take risks, who embraced the uncertainty and discomfort of pursuing something bigger than themselves. Fear will always be present when you're stepping into new territory, but it's important to remember that fear is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to go. When you embrace the fear and move forward anyway, you prove to yourself that your potential is greater than any obstacle in your way. Another critical aspect of embracing your potential is setting goals that align with your deepest desires and values. When your goals are rooted in your authentic self, when they reflect what you truly want rather than what others expect of you, you'll find that your potential grows exponentially. Your goals should inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. When you pursue goals that are aligned with your core values, the effort doesn't feel like work, it becomes a purpose-driven journey. The energy you invest in your goals will feel like a natural expression of who you are, not a chore that you force yourself to complete. When your goals are in harmony with your true self, you'll tap into an endless reservoir of motivation and drive. Embracing your potential also requires self-compassion. It's easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism, to believe that every mistake is a failure or that every shortcoming means you're not capable. But embracing your potential means accepting that you are a work in progress. Growth comes from experience, and experience often involves failure, setbacks, and mistakes. When you can show yourself grace, when you can treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend, you free yourself from the paralyzing fear of failure. Self-compassion allows you to keep moving forward, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep growing without beating yourself up along the way. Remember, your potential is not about being perfect. It's about being authentic, learning, and evolving as you go. Your potential is not a fixed thing. It's fluid, constantly evolving, and expanding as you continue to grow. The more you learn, the more experiences you have, and the more you push beyond your limits, the greater your potential becomes. Each time you overcome a challenge, you expand your capacity for success. Each time you push through fear, you build more confidence. And each time you take a leap of faith, you learn to trust in yourself more deeply. The potential within you is limitless, and it grows as you grow. The more you commit to your personal development and the more you cultivate a mindset of possibility, the more you realize that there is no limit to what you can achieve. It's also important to realize that embracing your potential means embracing your uniqueness. The world does not need you to be like anyone else. It needs you to be you. Your experiences, your perspective, and your talents are what make you valuable. When you fully embrace your individuality, you unlock the ability to make a unique contribution to the world. Your voice, your creativity, and your authenticity are what set you apart and allow you to make a difference. No one else can offer what you have to give, and when you embrace that, you step into the full expression of your potential. Lastly, embracing your potential means letting go of the fear of judgment and the need for external validation. The more you seek approval from others, the more you relinquish control over your own life. True power comes from within. When you believe in your potential, you no longer rely on external validation to measure your worth. You are your own biggest supporter, and you trust that the journey you're on is leading you exactly where you need to be. This self-belief is the foundation of everything you will accomplish. When you embrace your potential, you stop seeking permission to be great. You stop doubting your abilities, and you start trusting that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Embracing your potential is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice, a commitment to seeing yourself as capable, worthy, and capable of extraordinary things. It's about choosing to step into your greatness regardless of the doubts, fears, and challenges that arise. By embracing your potential, you unlock the door to a life of fulfillment, success, and personal power. As we reflect on the journey toward unlocking our fullest potential, it becomes clear that the path to success is not marked by a single defining moment, but by the consistent, courageous decisions we make each day. It's about facing our fears, embracing the struggles, and staying committed to our dreams, even when the road gets tough. The power to transform our lives lies not in waiting for the perfect moment or for things to fall into place, but in the ability to show up each day with intention, persistence, and belief in what's possible. True transformation comes from understanding that the obstacles, doubts, and challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities to grow stronger, to refine our character, and to build resilience. Consistency in the face of difficulty is the engine that propels us forward. The secret to success isn't some mystical formula. It's simply the ability to continue to push through the hard moments and to trust in our capacity to create meaningful change. Embracing your potential means recognizing that you are already equipped with everything you need to succeed. It's about nurturing the belief that the greatness you seek is already within you, and that every step you take in alignment with your purpose brings you closer to realizing that potential. The journey may be long, and the challenges may seem insurmountable at times, but with each challenge faced, each setback overcome, and each small victory won, you move closer to the person you are destined to become. So as you continue your journey, remember you are capable of more than you can imagine. Keep pushing through the struggles, stay consistent, and most importantly, embrace the power of your own potential. The life you want isn't out of reach, it's waiting for you to claim it. And with every step you take, you get closer to making it your reality.